Okay, so hear me out. There's no way this can't be good, right? Take something delicious and put it on top of something super delicious, then it should yield a super duper delicious sandwich. This Frankenstein of the sea deserves your undivided for the next 6 minutes. This is the crab cake softie Sando. We'll start with the crab cakes, which, even if you aren't going to save or make this entire recipe, at the least save this crab cake recipe. It's basically perfect and fairly easy. Start with 1 small shallot, diced, as you just saw, 4 stalks of celery, also diced, 1 to 2 tablespoons of stone ground mustard, quarter cup of mayonnaise, 1 whole egg, 2 to 3 tablespoons of chopped parsley. Now, we haven't quite covered how to cut parsley, but if you roll them all up into a tight ball and run a knife through them a few times, you're going to do great. 1 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning, and then mix all of this together, and essentially we have a dressing for our crab now. Not that bad. For the crab, I'm using a mix of lump and claw meat, but you can use either or, whatever you can get your hands on freshest. Just make sure you drain it well and squeeze out all this excess liquid. If you don't do this now, this will be the exact reason on why your crab cakes fall apart later in the pan when you go to fry them. Add 14 ounces of the crab meat to the mix and a quarter cup of panko breadcrumbs or unseasoned regular breadcrumbs as well. Oh, and also the zest of 1 lemon. Very important. Don't forget that. Mix it all together and then you can form into your desired shape and pop them in the fridge for at least 20 minutes before cooking. This is going to help everything stick better and they won't fall apart as easily in the pan. Even if you have to do this longer or as far as overnight, we'll be fine. We're going to go into a nonstick pan with enough olive oil to coat the bottom and pan fry over medium heat for about 2 to 3 minutes each side or until perfectly golden brown. That's perfectly golden brown. So for the softie, I feel like we have to beer batter it, right? Start with 1 cup of AP flour, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, black pepper, salt, 1 whole egg, and about a quarter cup of whatever beer you'd like. Dark or light, it's really your preference. Now you can add less or more and adjust the thickness of your batter to your desires. Since this sandwich is pretty hefty, I want a lighter fry instead of a thicker coating, so we'll make this one pretty thin. Mix everything all together. Let this sit for at least 3 minutes or so. We want that flour to really activate and start thickening. And then drop her into your 375-degree jacuzzi. I'm using canola oil. You can use canola or vegetable oil. When you hit 375 degrees, you can dip your crab and then drop it in away from you. Be sure to drop away and stand back. You don't want anything splattering and burning you. Go slow and be careful. Also, take into consideration the volume increase of your oil once that crab goes in. This is only going to take about 4 to 5 minutes until she's nice and crispy. I like to hold it down as the crown of the crab can sometimes inflate due to the steam on the inside. Allow her to drip over paper towels on a cooling rack, and as everything out of the fryer, season with salt. Okay, we're almost ready, but we need some sauce. We're going to make a quick lemon aioli with a half a cup of neutral oil, 1 whole lemon on the smaller side, juiced and strained of any pits. You can see I'm using a fine mesh sieve here, 1 whole egg, and a pinch of salt. Hit it with a blender for 60 seconds, starting low to combine everything, and then higher to really help emulsify, and boom! That's basically how mayo is made. Again, adjust your consistency with more or less oil, but only fluctuate within a few tablespoons or so to your desired thickness. A thicker mayo is less oil or another egg. It's really all about ratios with this. There's no precise recipe. I hit it with a little lemon zest as well, just to keep it bright. I like this to be on the looser side, as this is going to be spread on our buns for our sandwich. Now for an extra condiment, we're going to make our own tartar sauce too, using our lemon aioli, chopped parsley, chopped shallots, powdered mustard, and some chopped pickles too. Get creative and adjust this to your own taste. Give it a mix, adjust with salt and pepper, and we're ready to start assembling this monstrosity of a sandwich. Starting with the bun, toasted of course. This bun was from my burger bun vid, so if you missed that, I'll link it below too, because come on, you really don't want to use store-bought buns for this recipe, right? A fair coating of our tartar sauce, some crisp lettuce, our hot, crispy crab cake right on top there too, more tartar sauce, naturally, the softie himself, a little lemon aioli bun, and of course your favorite hot sauce. Pop the crown on this king, and I'd say it's a meal fit for one too. There you have it, folks. the crab cake softie Sando. Up until this very moment, she's only ever existed in my dreams. I'm glad I could finally bring her to life. Guys, this sandwich is amazing. I'm serious. If you love crab and crab cakes, then there's no reason you're not making this tomorrow. This crab cake recipe is insane. This bun can literally handle anything, and I hope I made you a believer in soft-shell crabs these last few weeks. They're incredibly easy, they're delicious, don't be intimidated. With a few simple tips and tricks you learned in the last few videos, you're going to be a pro. I have to take this to go. I'm going to have a moment. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week. Stay hungry.